exciting really to get a grip of the car in all conditions. So.
Great job, well done.
Thank you.
As it runs, get it out of the box and change what position still.
Still got a couple of seconds to go, the British GT times, but yeah, getting there, chipping away.
Absolutely, cracking job, well done. David Franklin, we know that you love your victories, and this time you had some serious competition in GTB as well.
Yeah, it was great to see now a class of 7, so that was really good. I had a brilliant start and used up all of my talent, and the next couple of corners I gave 2 places back, but they were for one in my class, the BMW, and one I think GTH. Despite it being cool here, it's really, really hot and sticky for us well-padded gentlemen. When I claim, what could I say, notoriety, success ballast. Or somebody said ballast.
Yeah. I'll go with success because you'll be getting some good success, so well done, great job.
Thank you, Chris.
Mark, back to you.
Thanks a lot, yeah, 4 for the lead of the race as they came over the start-finish line. Chris Dyer was having to fend off the attack from his teammate Pete Morris, and Simon Clark, the pole sitter in 3rd place, is trying to keep at bay the aspirations of Michael Price. All of that whilst now looking to try and also join in the fun is number 14, Mark McAleer, who is very late on the brakes, actually heading up towards Oggies, and Andy Toon's not too far away, so the top 6, Paul Jerd, have broken away for the lead of the race, and what fantastic fighting we've got going on amongst them at this stage.
We have, yeah, and of course this is the first time today these guys are going to be out on a dry track, and normally we ask them to use the slicks for qualifying in 2 races, but a lot of these people are actual brand new slicks. It was noticeable with Simon Clark, the tyres still had the white stickers on, so they would have taken half a lap or more just to get those slicks working.
Yeah, so they sort of had to scrub them in almost on the green flag lap. Really to the line, the leading train of cars heading out of Nelson up towards the bomb hole, and then they'll reappear into our sight from there. The race, Pete Morris in 2nd place, another Cayman found and Simon Clark in 3rd, the Green Machine, another 997 of Michael Price doing there in 4th place. Remember, you've got Mark McAleer in his 997 and then Andy Toon in 996, not too far away. Over the start-finish line go this lead train of cars. The order's still the same. Pete Morris looking to try and attack for the lead. He's too far back. They have Richie Lawler and away. He's wobbling away. Fastest lap of the race to the car in 6th position at the back of that train. 2 minutes 8.330, which suggests they're holding each other up.
It does, and also the Class 2 battle as we're looking into Riches is Kevin Molyneux just holding off James Coleman, so fantastic start by Kevin.
Yeah, so James Coleman was slow away, wasn't he? That was part of the problem at the wheel of that number 47 car, so that has given the number 41 car of Kevin Molyneux, the grey Boxster, the opportunity to seize the early advantage. And in the Restoracing category, Ben McLaughlin is doing what Ben McLaughlin does really, which is lead that category, and after just 2 laps he's already built up a 2.6 second advantage between himself and the number 32 car that's 2nd in the class at this stage, which is William Heslop. So that's what's going on in the respective classes. For the overall lead of the race, in towards the braking area for the right-hander they go. This time Simon Clark looking to attack Pete Morris for 2nd, but deciding better of it as they head out of the corner. Knew that the gap was ever going to close between the 2 of them, so then make sure he gets good propulsion coming off Williams and down the Bentley straight. And if we look at the straight line speed of the cars, hats off to the people that equalise the performance of these cars, because it doesn't look so anybody's got the advantage there in a straight line.
I was going to say, if there's any advantage, it actually looks to be Chris Dyer. Obviously paying off in a straight line.
With less air resistance, because of the polish they've applied. Here comes the attack again. Simon Clark looking to try and see whether he can muster something out of his Cayman to grab 2nd place away from the 997 of Pete Morris with a double having none of it at this stage. Over the start-finish line they'll go. The order's still still remains the same. Chris Dyer, Pete Norris, Simon Clark, Michael Price, then Mark McAleer, then a slightly larger gap back in the 996 of Andy Toon, with the top, 6 cars covered by less than 3 seconds. That's rather close to say the least. From distance, 7th place, really. Where everything else is going on is James Cayley. He's the only car that I don't think has anybody to race with us yet.
And that's right, and again, another stormy performance from Jake McAleer.
Yep.
And up to 8th already, so we may drive Jake our driver in the race. Sure enough to do that again.
And we've had the change again now for the lead of Class 2, because it's James Coleman that's back into the lead of Class 2, and Kevin Molyneux has fallen a couple of seconds adrift, and that is going to mean that he is now falling into the clutches of the cars behind him, including Del Brett, who is running in a different class, but he'll be focus his efforts really on what's going on ahead of him. He might have to pull back away, so I'm not quite sure what happened there for James Coleman to re-grab the lead of the class and be 2 seconds up the road by the end of the lap.
No, I didn't actually see what happened there, because they looked very evenly matched as they disappeared from our sight early on that lap.
Yeah, so we'll try and pick up on that next time through. There goes James Coleman, now down towards Hamilton, the kink at Hamilton, and then Kevin Molyneux coming under attack from the car that's just stolen another place away from him. That's Del Brett, isn't it, that's now gone through, I think, is he? Another one of those that's making progress here. From 16th on the grid. Right 10. Yeah, so that
looks like Simon Clark is alongside
He's been trying that. But the white and light blue Cayman is still stuck there in 3rd place, and still in that dichotomy really. He wants to attack, but if he attacks and it doesn't work full journey, he might lose a place to Michael Price, but if he does, sneak through as well. New fastest lap of the race goes to Chris Dyer, the race leader. He's a second up the road now from the squabbling pack of cars behind. 2 minutes 6.804. 2 minutes 6.804 is the new fastest lap that we've had, and that is 18 seconds quicker. Race number 1.
Folks are approaching so this could be having a battle going on. They're running 9th and 10th overall, but just keep an eye on those numbers 47 and 48 cars.
Keep an eye on those as the battles continue between all of those. What's going on there? So racing, pack of cars. Ben McLaughlin is leading, but for the last William Hislop has really caught him in. The 2 cars just heading round through Ritchie's now. The yellow and red Restoracing Boxster of Ben McLaughlin, then the Pink Pig sitting behind. They just come into the braking area now for Wilson, and well, Heslop has worked beautifully well, hasn't he, because he's closed down what was the best part of a 2-second gap over the course of the last 2 or 3 laps.
He has, and I think Will Heslop's been one of the stars of the newcomers into the series. Taking the opportunity to do lots of other racing. He was actually out at Alton Park last week.
In a Civic, wasn't he? Yeah.
He wasn't on the Civic, that's right, but it's all good experience. Delivery that appeared on a Porsche 917 in the early 1970s.
I have to say, it is my favourite livery of the Restoracing. They're also great ones, but that is my favourite.
I like the fact they've taken it to the extent that actually the braking calipers
and it's even got the individual cuts of meat as though it were a pig. If you look at it closely, you can see that. As the original livery did.
As it was originally, a German humour,
There over the start-finish line goes the fight for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, but also now we've seen our pulses at Simon Clark up to the tail end of it, because Andy Toon is now up into 5th place and Simon Clark is down into 6th. The pole sitter is another new Chris Dyer, 2 minutes 6.590, and that is exactly what Chris Dyer wants, isn't it? They're all busy squabbling behind, and as they squabble, they slow each other up, and Chris Dyer now is just sort of pulling away, isn't he, into a pretty unassailable looking lead on for, if he can hang on to it, his 2nd of the season.
I think that's the racing second. Back to the 2nd place going on Yeah. You can then focus on putting your car exactly where you want it. Very, very racy. Right with Pete Morris.
Yeah, let's have a look. He's be able to do anything that coming up from Hamilton, which isn't really an overtaking place unless the car ahead makes a mistake. Oggies, though, offers up a possibility, and there is our pole sitter slowing down Simon Clark on the run out of Agostini. He'd sort of gone off the boil on the last few laps, Paul Jerd, but mechanical woe for the car.
Yeah, I'm not quite convinced there's something looking right to the front left-hand corner of that car, actually.
I've got my binoculars.
Exactly what we need, but Simon's pulled it off, tucked it up to the barriers, so we've got waved yellows. And we've also got going past one of the Boxsters, quite ever.
Usually the driver turns around to look at a particular corner of it, but he just gets out and walks away, and that's enormous frustration for Simon Clark after the pole positions and the wins. Disappointment in race number 2.
It was going very well. He was really pulled up in that back, but as we said, he'd suddenly tumbled down a few positions in that lap before, so possibly whatever it was going on with the car just stopped him.
Remember, he is the championship leader as well. You can drop your worst 2 rounds in reality, so you count your best 12. There are scheduled to be 14 races, so as long as we get them all in, you drop your worst 2. So for Simon Clark, that's one of those that he's going to have to drop. Consistency is the key to winning a championship, and prior to that retirement, he had been very, very, very consistent. Lead advantage now grows up to 2.9 to Pete Morris. Pete Morris has been a busy old chap, hasn't he, over the course of this race? He thoroughly enjoyed his race earlier on. He was saying to Chris Dawes there, busy defending and utilising all of that knowledge that he's got to try and keep the drivers behind. He's doing the same here, isn't he? Michael Price and Mark McAleer are right with him.
It is, yeah. Now in Class 2, we've actually had a change there with Tony Barlow going past us with a handy lead over James Watson. Over the last few races, bar mechanical issues.
His best lap of the race. Makes you scratch your head a bit, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. That was obviously a flying lap from Tony Barlow.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but yeah, for Tony Barlow, and will be pleasing for him if he can manage to hang on to the lead of it. We have seen Tony Barlow finish on the podium place.
So a relatively newbie to the series. The car come in and shake up the regulars.
Here over the start and finish line have gone some of the leading cars in Restoracing. There's some good fights going on further down through the order, not least of which is Simon Ward just going through now. There's a bit of the 600 car, which is under enormous pressure from Scott Adams. The two of those heading up towards the braking area for Ritchie, closing in on the leader, Chris Dyer, who is now 6 seconds to the good over what is now a changed car for second place, because Pete Morris had been clinging on to second, and Michael Price has been able to grab the opportunity to go through and steal second place away.
I think they got tangled up in a bunch of back. Momentum for Pete Morris.
We saw them weaving through the traffic, didn't we, in the race earlier on, but for Pete Morris now, he's got to try and see whether to go back through again and take second place away. For the moment, he's too far away from Michael Price, and still under pressure from the 4th place car of Mark McAleer, the black car with the blue flashes to it. So onto the brakes, through the left-hander at Agostini. From there, they'll accelerate their way up the short straight towards Hamilton. There's more back markers on the road here, so Morris needs to be careful. He doesn't want to get stuck again. Ready to work beautifully well. He's able to get past both of them before he gets towards Oggy's corner, and all of a sudden now he's actually closer to Michael Price than Mark McAleer.
That's great. It should be very, very interesting fight with the
have a quick look in a straight line. You can see just how equally matched they all are for pace. The 997s down now. Michael Price at the wheel of his 997, then Pete Morris, then Mark McAleer. Together, it's a braking area for Russell and Nelson. The Bob Holden Corum. Chris Dyer is about to go through and pass one of the Restoracing cars. I think it's number 21, Sam Beckett. He's about to manage to squeeze his way through and pass. In fact, here comes Chris Dyer now. Sam Beckett has now been lapped. So there goes the race leader. There goes Michael Price in second position. And on that lap, Chris Dyer, the traffic didn't go in. 2.3 seconds quicker. The lead advantage is now down to 3.6.
That's right, the gaps really are yo-yoing through traffic, and this is really where we see the drivers having to be decisive and just take those opportunities as they open up with those slower cars in front of them.
As for Class 2 at the moment, it is still the number 48 car that leads Class 2 and is actually pulling away ever more from James Coleman. Toby Barlow up towards Richie's corner now, then the black and white and Dalo orange car of James Coleman is now pulling ever more adrift. And what have you got, Paul?
We've got a lot of going into Agostini's. Not quite sure what's caused that. That must have been a massive lock-up to do that from somebody.
That is a very flat-spotted Pirelli, if that's the case, yeah. So not entirely sure what that was. It's a big old cloud of smoke, wasn't it? And there's no other sign of it being something mechanical on a car. And there's no yellow flags in the area. That knocking noise of the flat spots over the start finish line. Let's just have a quick look at what's going on further down through the order. Tyres got the Michael Price, Morris, Mark McAleer, then number 4 Andy Tooney in fifth place. In seventh place. James Coleman in 9th. Del Brett completes the top 10. The way things currently are, 6 minutes of the race to go. And Chris Dawes has news from the pit lane.
Yeah, just something I noticed, only primarily because he's a mate, but Ollie Coles has just jumped up into 3rd place in the Restoracing, the 39 Coke liveried from my hometown, Swindon Porsche Centre. He's managed to get past Blakesley and take himself up to a pole position at the moment.
He has, yeah, he has. Didn't really go far up Brands Hatch before he was tangled up in it. Back to the barrier. Paul Blakesley. Paul will try and fight back, I would have thought. As for the lead advantage, well, it is now back up again to 5 seconds. So now that Chris Dyer has dealt with the traffic, then Michael Price and Pete Morris will have to deal with it. So the gap is now back up to 5.012 seconds, but the gap second to third is not a great deal at all. Michael Price heading out of Palmer now and in front of Cyril's Bar and Restaurant, still with Peter Morris and Mark McAleer in close quarters thereafter, and it's a bit like race number 1 really, isn't it, where we've got 3 cars battling for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and someone's going to miss out on the podium.
That's right, it gives the leader that chance. So Chris Dyer must be in the Cayman heaven at the moment.
He certainly is, isn't he, Chris Dyer? So he has claimed 1 win so far this season. That came at round 2 of the championship on the 20th of April at Donington Park. Other than that, the podiums have been a bit hard for Chris Dyer to come by, really. He grabbed a 2nd place at Brands Hatch in the previous round that we had this weekend. But Chris Dyer, he's had a 4th, he's had a 5th, he's had a 6th, but looking at the battle for the Restoracing is rather close again now. Tesla has now on that lap to do it in 1 second of Ben McLaughlin. Ben McLaughlin's was a slow lap at 2 minutes 18 from him. Will Heslop was at 2 minutes 15.8. So the two cars just going around through Palmer now, as close as you can get for the lead of Restoracing.
That's right, yeah. Right ahead of him. These cars, the Restoracing cars, are all the same time as they raced on in race 1. Maybe having an effect on Ben McLaughlin, and Will has got that car that is that 60 kilo lighter, and he should have that a little bit easier on acceleration, a little bit easier on braking, and he does appear to be inching towards him.
Yeah, has he got enough though to be able to grab the lead of the Restoracing class away from Ben McLaughlin? Place. Michael Price is receiving the black and white warning flag for track limits, so he needs to be careful here, Michael Price, as by the look of things he is still going to be coming under attack from Peter Morris and Mark McAleer as they spread their way through traffic as well. Just heading out of Oggies now. That's one batch of traffic dealt with. There's a bit more just up the road that needs dealing with, but yeah, Michael Price is walking the tightrope. We saw him miss out on a podium earlier on because he was caught out in tricky conditions. He won't want to miss out on another podium because he oversteps the white marks around the edge of the circuit.
Yeah, just spun all on his own. Well, in a pack of cars, but with no contact on the very last lap of that race. So, that Restoracing
we had got seconds behind them. Class 3 this time as they go over the start finish line. The gap is down to 0.47. Might be able to do something here. They've got the lap that they're going on to. One more thereafter, I would have thought, to try and work out as to whether Ben McLaughlin is going to be denied victory in the Restoracing category. Here comes Chris Dyer over the start finish line, ready to now start what will be his last lap of the race. So the 2010 overall champion goes over the start finish line to start the last lap of the race. Michael Price in second place. Morris leads the two cars in third place. Mark McAleer, number 14, there in fourth place. They've been close to each other. Convinced we're going to see a great deal of shuffling in the order. There's not a great deal of traffic on the road, I think, on this lap. Now I think it's the number 10 car as well, Morris, damage what we got from the Wheels livery car. So obviously they've been in the thick of the action. We have also on that lap lost Jake McAleer as well, because he's absolutely dropping like a stone through the order. Either that or his transponders stopped working, because all of a sudden he's lost 8 places as a bare minimum, make that 9, and still keeps getting work with Jake McAleer. So transponders stopped working, or he's gone missing somewhere. And looking at where he's gone missing, it's in the middle sector somewhere, so it's in sector 2, where Jake, after all of that hard work working his way up through the order, has come to grief.
And that's the sector actually his father is now challenging for third place with Morris in, so that's the news slightly strange. Starts car roll as you try and take position
at the side of the road. Yeah, let's hope that it's just a mechanical woe for Jake McAleer, who has now got the symbol beside him to suggest that he's missing in action somewhere out on circuit. He's dropped all the way back down to 29th position, which is where he started now. So two of the arguably quicker cars, Simon Clark and Jake McAleer, both now on the race. Chris Dyer on course, victory number 2 of the season. We've still got one more fantastic lap of this Restoracing class leading battle to go. Side of class leader Ben McLaughlin. McLaughlin's got the inside line for Richie's corner. Needs to be careful that Heslop doesn't try and switch back on the exit. Ben McLaughlin is wise to that, so they can continue their battle. Chris Dyer comes through, 2010 champion, to win his second race of the season in the Petro Canada Lubricants Porsche Club Championship with Pirelli, from Michael Price in second place. Number 2, Pete Morris in third place. And fourth place goes away Mark McAleer. It'll be Andy Toon in 5th position. James Cayley once more will finish inside the top 6.
James, but I think really it's probably worth watching the Ben McLaughlin and Will Heslop battle in the final lap.
Wait and see. For the moment, there's two of them threading their way out. And Agostini past the stricken car of the pole sitter Simon Clark, who's still a rather frustrated spectator there. On up towards what is Hamilton, towards the brakes and unlocking. Now the best opportunity for Will Heslop is to get a good run coming out of Williams to try and get a bit of a toe from Ben McLaughlin as they head onto the straight. So you've got the braking area for Brundle and Nelson, and the other one is Michael Parky, the sprint to the line. But Ben McLaughlin at the moment still continuing to hang on to the lead of Restoracing. And Will Heslop